feel like my hair is falling apart also. What is happening? Well, hello. Welcome back to my channel. Just Shauna here to talk about some friggin' books. I have never done a video like this before, and like usually when people do these kinds of videos, I feel like it's a more like trending topic. It's like something that recently was released and like all of book Twitter is a Twitter talking about it, and it's, yeah, like a more trending list or whatever. This is one from July, so it's recent, and this might be a dumb video that I end up deleting. I don't know, it depends on how it goes, but it's, you know, reacting to this list of best science fiction and fantasy from Macmillan. There's 38 books on the list, I believe. Yeah. Again, I don't know if I'm going to keep this. This might be like the most boring shit ever. Because honestly, I feel like a lot of these lists, it's like books I haven't read. Or books I have no fucking desire to read. So I'll just be like, I don't care about that. But let's go. All right. Okay, this is the best new fantasy books of 2022. The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake, which I have no interest in whatsoever. Yeah, there's that. A lot of people loved it, but I don't think I'm a fan. A Taste of Gold and Iron by Alexandra Rowland. This one sounds really like fun or whatever. I'm pretty sure this is like a gay romance, right? A male romance one. There's a different cover I've seen where it's got two guys on it, and I'm pretty sure I've seen that being described. And I mean, I hope it's good and whatnot. And this cover is fucking gorgeous. Wow. Jesus. That's so pretty. But it's young adult, and I've just, you know, been very miss with young adult lately. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it, but whatever. She Who Became the Sun, I did read that, and I did like it. And then I was like, yeah, it's a duology. I will read the second one. And then I just lost interest entirely. And I no longer care to read the second one. But I completely understand why people like this one as much as they do. Like I said, I liked it. Surprisingly, it was a book where I was like, why? I don't know why I like it, because all the things about it, I wouldn't think that I would. And it was a book that like halfway through it, I was kind of like, I guess this is fine. I don't know. I wasn't loving it while I was reading it, but then I got done with it and I was like, you know, that was pretty solid. But obviously it didn't stick with me enough because I didn't care. The Discord of Gods by Jen Lyons. This is the conclusion to that series that I used to have interest in, but then I heard some people talking about it, and I feel like I saw someone like put an excerpt from it, and like the writing style, I just was a big nope for me. Our Lady of Mysterious Ailments, and T.L. Huchu. Oh, that's the sequel to The Library of the Dead, which I have. And I have not heard great things about this. I don't know if it was the first book or the second book that someone didn't like. I feel like it was the second book. This one, I think. So I don't know. We will see. But I obviously do have interest in that because I have the first book. Blackwater Sister by Zen Cho. All right. I had this one on my anticipated list. I think it was 2021 that it was published, because I'd read another Zen Cho that I didn't love, but I liked the characters, but I just didn't like the plot. But then I just lost interest in this one. God, I'm the worst. This is why I said maybe I won't do this because it'll be boring. The Thousand Eyes by A.K. Larkwood. This was the sequel to The Unspoken Name, which I very much didn't really enjoy. I didn't give it like 2 stars or anything, but it was like very disappointing, that one for me. Fury of a Demon by Brian Naslund. Apparently this is the 3rd and final installment in a series that I've never heard of. Okay. The House of Always by Jen Lyons. Witch Shadow by Susan Dennard. This is the whole Witchlands thing. I read the first 2 books in that series and then just fell off with it. Don't really care anymore. The Empire's Ruin by Brian Stavely. This is the first book in a new series. I've seen this one around. This is one where it's like, maybe someday I'll read it, but I don't know. All right, best fantasy of 2021. Okay, I'm gonna skip, whatever. Okay, best fantasy books of all time. Let's go. Blood Witch by Susan Dennard. So this could be, I don't know. I don't think I'll ever read it. Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. I'm always surprised when I see this one on best of lists because I don't, basically everyone that I know of who read it did not like it. And it's people who loved the first book. I loved the first book. I thought it was so fun, so great. I was so jazzed, young adult, African-inspired world, really cool plot, fun stuff happening, cool magic, and animal companions and all this shit. And then the second book, I DNF'd it at 20% or some shit because I was like, who are these characters? What the fuck is going on in this plot? It felt like it was written by a different person. Empire in Black and Gold by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I've heard of this. This is another author and series where I'm like, someday I might pick it up. I don't know. I'm not not interested in it. I just am not itching to get to it, The Star-Touched Queen by Roshani Chokshi. This is the first one, right? Yeah. So I loved most of this book. It was years ago. I think I was before BookTube that I read this. And I remember that I was loving it up until a certain point. And I don't remember what happened, but I just remember there was a point in the plot where I was like, what the fuck is this? And it felt out of left field, if I remember correctly. And then I just didn't like the ending at all. And I was real bummed about it because I remember the writing style being good in my opinion, beautiful and ooh, eloquent. The Lost City by Amanda Hocking. Never heard of this. The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. Not surprised that that's on the list. I didn't love it when I read it, and I did not love The Dreamblood duology by N.K. Jemisin. I am highly suspicious that N.K. Jemisin is simply not for me. Blood of an Exile by Brian Nasland. I've never heard of these books. Has anyone heard of this series or read it? Am I missing out? Sorcerer to the Crown by Zen Cho. This is the Zen Cho that I read that I didn't really like all that much. It's I liked it. I loved the character, the main character. Oh my god, so great, so fun. But yeah, just the plot stuff, especially towards the end. It was one of those where by the end I was like, oh, what are we doing? I don't, okay, whatever. Nothing about it made me mad, or it wasn't ooh, it's problematic or anything. I just felt like it kind of fell apart towards the end, I guess, I feel like my hair is falling apart also. What is happening? The Invisible Library by Genevieve Cogman. Good God, I see this series every time I go to the bookstore, and I always think about picking it up, and then I don't. And with a spy, I probably would like it. It sounds like something I would like. In London. Yeah, I don't know. Malice by John Gwynne. It has it right here. Honestly, the first book I didn't love. I liked it a lot, obviously, but I didn't read the first book and feel like, oh my god, this is immediately a new favorite series. I read the first book and was like, okay, I dig it. Let me see what goes on and what keeps happening. The Rune of Kings by Jen Lyons. This is that same series. The Tiger and the Wolf by Adrian Tchaikovsky. God, I need to read some Adrian Tchaikovsky. I know Alan loves Adrian Tchaikovsky, right? This is the first book in his Echoes of the Fall. I hear amazing things and is very popular. King Rat by China Mieville. I don't think I've heard of this. Pied Piper influenced fairy tale? What? 90s South London drum and bass scene? Urban fantasy, somebody's father's murdered. Wow, that sounds crazy. Crazy, wow. Don't really have interest in it, but it sounds cool. Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. Okay, I understand this one being on the list. Lord of the Rings. Obviously, I still have never read Lord of the Rings. I love the movies, but I just don't know if I would love the books, especially reading them now. I don't know. Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon James. I got 50% of the way through this, and DNF'd it and was like, what in the fuck am I reading? But I do understand it being on best of lists because I think the craftsmanship, I guess, is great. Like, it's up there. But yeah, it just was so not for me. The marketing for this was so off, I think. And I think a lot of people picked it up expecting it to be what the marketing said it was, and then being like, huh? What the fuck? That's how I was like, I always describe it as I felt like someone like dropped acid and then was telling me some wild ass folktale. And like I had dropped acid also. And I was just sitting here like, what in the, where am I? Why am I here now? Like it was a lot, but I get it being on the list because again, the level of craft I think is really high up there. Game of Thrones by George R. R. Martin. Again, obviously, I have read a Game of Thrones and the fucking second one. Oh my god, I always forget. I've read it though. The second one, Feast for Crows? No, Clash of Kings. That's the second one. And then I started Storm of Swords, but I have not finished that one ever. And I have not finished the series. I need to do that at some point. I've read the other shit about that world a lot, but not the actual core series. The Color of Magic by Terry Pratchett. I understand this one also. I have not read this particular Terry Pratchett, and I haven't read much Terry Pratchett. I've only read one thing, but I really liked it, Mort. And I think it makes sense that Discworld in some fashion would be on a best of fantasy list. The Lie Tree by Frances Hardinge. Never heard of this. Stardust by Neil Gaiman. I have never read a single thing by Neil Gaiman, but I know people like Neil Gaiman. I have no opinion of whether or not this should be the book on the list by Neil Gaiman or not. Is that the end? All right, well, I don't know. I'll probably keep this video, but I feel like it wasn't that exciting or, I don't know, fucking interesting. Anyway, okay, that will be all for now. I don't know, hopefully somebody found this entertaining at all. Like, comment, and subscribe if you feel so inclined and have not already. As always, thank you so much for your time. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.